Hello YouTube. Today is a different type of video that I want to make, and it's something that is worth making a video for, and just to address something, because once I make these videos on my channel where every 100 days I make an account video about how I've done in the past 100 days, and there's always good comments and the bad comments, but I feel like this particular quote-unquote bad comment is actually a bit constructive. And how do you 40 for KVK, things like that. And I already mentioned this in my videos before. Like, I don't really farm too much. Every KVK I empty my bag, and how much I get from it in the meantime, it would be 2 billion each, maybe 3, depending on the farming KVK we had last prior to the last KVK, so I had a bit more. And I just go all in every KVK as much as I can. Obviously, sometimes the people don't show up, which has been a pretty often case in these type of KVKs that I've been in the last year or two. People just don't want to fight when there is nothing for them to fight, or when the match is not in favor, they don't want to fight at all. And something that I can really influence. Like, if people don't want to fight, what should I do? Should I zero them? Should I go rogue? No. So obviously, I always said, I even poke fun of myself, I could always do more when it comes to KP. Like, I know my stats are not great. I'm being open about it. Like, I know my kills aren't great for my age. It is what it is. I simply know my limits, my requirements. My highest kill count was 35 million in Orleans, which was maybe 2.5 years ago. That was my biggest high, because Orleans at the time was like a newer type of KVK, and I really liked the auxiliary skills. But ever since that, KVK, when you played I think Orleans once again, maybe not even once. And you can see it on the channel, I have the video on it. I had like 400 million KP, and I had like close to 3 million deads. So I really went all in that KVK because I had the time. It was when I didn't have much work going on, didn't have a lot of responsibilities at the time. And second is, the matchup was really good. Like, the match was quite good, equal. People were fighting on both sides. There was a lot of fighting going on in each zone. But ever since then, it just didn't align. Like, when I had the time, people didn't fight. When I didn't have the time, people fought. You know, the KVK stories weren't really that great, but this might sound like excuses. They probably are, but I'm just saying how it is. I'm not trying to say it, my way of playing is ideal, especially for a new player. Because if you want to be in a competitive KVK, if you're going to be competitive Kingdom, you really want to at least have two different things going on. Either you want to be spending and buying resources, because let's be frank and transparent, there's a lot of players who buy the resources. There's also a lot of pilots going around. This is nothing controversial. But there are also some players who also have a lot of farms going on, and depending on their seed, they can do just fine with just those farms. And ideally, some people combine both of these worlds. They buy the resources, they have the farms. Sometimes they have a pilot if they can play. So there's a lot of nuances. It's not very black and white. Like, my way of playing is not like a usual free-to-play would play. Because a lot of free-to-players, in order to make up for not spending money, or they spend a lot more time. And it's something I just simply do not have. I'm not a full-time content creator. I'm not someone who will stare at the screen 24/7. Even if I have the time, I will not do that because I just don't want to do it. Like, the maximum time of play in one sitting was 5 to 6 hours at best. I never, like, anything more than that, I just cannot sustain. Like, I have responsibilities, I have work, I have things to do. I cannot dedicate myself to staring at the screen for 10 hours. It's simply not my playstyle. Second of all, is I do not advertise this type of playing. Like when you see my channel is the channel bio, I should say. I'm just here to share tips and gameplay so you don't make my mistakes, because I obviously made mistakes. I'm not here trying to hide my mistakes. I did bad investments. I don't know. I don't think I gave bad advice inherently or on purpose, but sometimes some things didn't turn out the way I expected it to. It happens. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not setting the benchmark for free to play. This is not how you should play. There have been a lot of other free to play content creators like 12inch, Socks. They're retired now. They did their own way of playing. They had certain goals. They accomplished it, and they moved on. And I respect that. But myself, what I managed to sustain me so far was the way I play. I did not spend too much time. I did not burn myself out. I found a really great group. I was fortunate to be playing with my group for 7 years and counting. And over the time, of course, people are starting to lose interest, have a lot more responsibilities. They don't have the time. And I remember my current Kingdom 2885. It was like a strong A seed not too long ago. A lot of people in the meantime from leadership left or simply quit the game, or things have been going just the way life is going. Sometimes you cannot force these things, and I'm just here to continue playing to my capability, to showcase what I do. Last KVK I played with 2 accounts in this kingdom. I had a different account a year ago, so I'm just trying to manage my time and resources, pun intended, to make space for everything that I do. Because I'm not a full-time content creator. I do not probably aspire to be a full-time content creator. I treat this as a hobby, a fun hobby that I can share with, because it's something I already do. So when I just share it with everyone on YouTube, because it's been going good so far. I did not expect to have like 2,000 subscribers, like a sponsored content creator, all that good stuff. I'm really grateful for it. And even all the comments that I get on my videos, they're good or bad, I appreciate them all, because you cannot have good without the bad. You have to take it. But I don't even consider these as a bad comment. It's just something that maybe is just being transparent. Like this guy right here. I'm probably making this video about him, but he might be feeling flattered. But he did say something that kind of resonated, because he wanted to be transparent. In the future, if I have all these allegations, like I'm baiting people with my playstyle that they can do it themselves, I could just send them this video link, so I can spare myself writing dozen comments on a video. You can see it for yourself later if you want to click on the video, but the gist is he doesn't approve what I do, like the way I play, and he feels like they advertise my way of playing, but I don't really do that. I'm just showing what I do. I'm not telling you how to play your game. I do not know your circumstances, your playing time, your activity. Are you being a leadership or not? How much time you have per day? Like, what are your aspirations? That is subjective. What are your goals for the game? And just remember, at the end of the day, it is a game. Like, if you put yourself too much pressure or something, just remember it's a game. It's not supposed to feel like that. Doesn't matter if it's rock or anything else. If it becomes something too much pressure or too much work or too much something, and if it takes away some priorities in your life, that's when I'll be saying to myself, hey, what are you doing here? Well, is this really worth it? And I thought about making this video because is it really worth it? But I feel like it is, because if you're a new player wanting to play Rise of Kingdoms and you saw my videos and you might think, hey, this is doable, I kind of like this, just remember that this is actually not the common way to play it right now. And I'm just one of these exceptions, and my playstyle has been made after years of playing. So I have something, I have a foundation to fall back on. As a new player, you don't really have that. And I want you to know that maybe in the future, depending on how much, time you allocate, because I did spend a lot of time playing the game in the first 2 to 3 years. Like I was really actively grinding and stuff like that. But ever since then, after I left all these Imperiums and A seats, where there has been a lot of drama, a lot of negativity, I feel like I made the correct decision. But if content creators usually want to be in these highest seeds and biggest type of KVKs, I understand that. I had that desire myself last year when I went to excuse me, when I went to the Kingdom. I forgot. I'm really bad with Kingdom names, numbers, by the way. But it was supposed to be a really big KVK with 1093 in it, and it ended up being a farming KVK. And I was kind of disappointed. And maybe it was a sign for me to, just do what I did for the last couple months, and probably even years. Just be chill, casual, treat this as a game. Don't treat it as a chore. And doing that, I can continue to play for years and make videos about it. But just know, this is an exception, it's not the norm. So once again, thank you for the people who have been on this journey with me on the YouTube. Always a lot more supportive people than there aren't. I appreciate all of them. I'm not shying away from any type of comments, the good and the bad. I'm just saying that the way I play is my own style of playing. It's subjective. I do not recommend for you to play the game that I do. It's not the same circumstances, and I just want you to find what works for you. So learn from my mistakes and do better. Like that's my motto in YouTube bio, and I mean it. Like I'm not a perfect player, obviously. Am I trying to be? Not really. Like I'm just here pretty much casually right now, having a good time, making a video every now and then, sharing my opinions on things, because I feel like I have the experience. If I didn't have the experience, I wouldn't make the videos. And I feel like that's fair enough. You can take the advice, you don't have to take the advice. You can watch the video, you don't have to watch the video. It's all up to you. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.